What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another collaboration. That's right, I have a special guest here with me today. We're doing a very special top 5 video for you guys. This is something I don't see many movie reviewers doing this top 5 list. I'm here with my special guest, Adam Daly from Almost Sideways. Adam, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about your channel?
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Adam with Almost Sideways. I do similar stuff to Ryan, like ranking, movie reviews, and trailer reactions. But Ryan, the first time on your channel, other than Rotten and Fresh, and this is the hardest list you could totally pick for me to do. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get into this list. That's right, Adam and I, we're going to give you our top 5 favorite movie composers of all time. These are the men who make some of the best music in films today. And as well, over on Adam's channel, we're going to be doing something similar, except a top 10 favorite movie scores and soundtracks of all time. So, everything music. So, without further ado and not waste time, Adam, I'll let you get started and tell my fans your honorable mentions for your favorite composers.
Alright, so some of my honorable mentions for composers, I have James Horner, that's really dang good, for Titanic, Alan Silvestri for Avengers, Michael Giacchino from Planet of the Apes, Zootopia, Inside Out, and Star Wars, Jurassic Park. And also Ennio Morricone, who did The Hateful Eight, who won the Oscar last year, and he did The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. And also Bernard Herrmann, who did the Psycho soundtrack. That is one of my favorite films, and so I had to include that guy.
Awesome. Well, I only have 2 honorable mentions, since there's not a lot of soundtracks / composers I know much of. I have 2 honorable mentions. The first one I have is Henry Jackman. Now, if you don't know, I don't know if you know who Henry Jackman is, Adam, but he did the scores for Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Civil War. He also did the scores for X-Men: First Class and Kingsman: The Secret Service. Yeah, I really like Henry Jackman. I think he's a very underrated composer. I love the scores for Civil War and Winter Soldier. They're amazing. They're my favorite scores in the MCU, so definitely have to put Henry Jackman in my honorable mentions. And the last honorable mention I do have is Jóhann Jóhannsson. I think you had him in your honorable mentions. I love his scores for Arrival, Prisoners, and Sicario. I just love his scores. They're so deep, intense, and just really riveting. Really like Jóhann Jóhannsson. So, those are my honorable mentions. Alright, Adam, let's get going to your number 5.
My number 5, guys, is going to be Danny Elfman. He did great works of art like the Batman movie from 1989, Spider-Man, Men in Black, Hellboy. Basically any film that I watched in the 90s that was kind of odd and was directed by Tim Burton. This guy was basically behind the soundtrack. He makes weird twists and turns in his music, and that the sound's completely different. When you hear a weird sounding composer, it's probably Danny Elfman. He does really weird movies and he puts his own twist in the films as well. So I got to put Danny Elfman up there. I really like, especially my favorite of his is the '89 Batman.
Oh yeah, definitely. Great choice, man. Now, my number 5 is another iconic film composer, and that's Alan Silvestri. You had him in your honorable mentions. Alan Silvestri's the man. I love his score for the Avengers, Back to the Future trilogy, so iconic, and Forrest Gump, and Castaway. He's mainly known for collaborating with Robert Zemeckis, and I just love Alan Silvestri's scores. They're amazing, they're iconic, and they put a smile on my face. Especially the Avengers theme. I love listening to that song over and over again, so yes, Alan Silvestri is the man. That's my number 5. Now, Adam, what's your number 4?
Number 4, I have Alan Menken. Basically anything from 90s Disney. He also did the 2017 Beauty and the Beast film. This is just a composer that I have a huge nostalgia for. I grew up on the Disney animated films, and everyone that I liked, like Aladdin, Little Mermaid, Pocahontas, Hunchback, Beauty and the Beast, and Hercules. This guy was behind the music, and he always brought something out, a different feel, a different emotion out of those films. And it was just a lot of fun to see and hear a lot of his different forms of music in these animated films. So, got to go with my nostalgia pick, Alan Menken.
Awesome. Never heard of that composer before, so now I know. Alright, my number 4, you had this man also in your honorable mentions. I have Michael Giacchino at my number 4 spot. Yes, I think Michael Giacchino is a great composer. I think he's very underrated. I love his scores for Dawn and War for the Planet of the Apes. Some of my favorite scores of all time now. They're so amazing. He also did the scores for Rogue One, which I think is a very underrated score. A lot of people had problems with the score. I love the Rogue One score, especially the Darth Vader scene. It's so amazing. Yeah, Michael Giacchino, he makes some great soundtracks. And Zootopia as well, I really like. And he's doing a lot of the MCU scores now, like Spider-Man Homecoming and Doctor Strange. Just love all of Michael Giacchino's scores, so he has to be at my number 4.
Well, my that's Michael Giacchino is a great choice. Just missed the cut on mine. Number 3 for me is Howard Shore, and basically he's known from The Aviator, but most importantly he's the Lord of the Rings composer. 3 great films, 3 amazing soundtracks that I actually own. I can listen to those scores. They're so beautifully crafted. They're so well done. They tie perfectly into those films, and those films would not be as good without the Howard Shore score. And what's funny is he didn't come from a big background of these epic films. He was kind of more of a smaller score. He did like 7 as well, and then getting this big epic film, definitely have to put Howard Shore on it because he elevated his game to make the best score for a trilogy, I think.
Awesome. I didn't have him on my list because I honestly have not seen Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit yet. Do not kill me. I've never been into the Middle-earth stuff, but I'll check those out eventually. But that's a great pick, man. My top 3, this was really intense for me because these 3 composers I love to this day. My number 3 is Danny Elfman. I love Danny Elfman. As you mentioned before, this man did Spider-Man 1 and 2, iconic soundtracks, and 1989's Batman, Batman Returns, Edward Scissorhands, just so many great scores. Danny Elfman is iconic. I love all his themes. I just love going back and just rewatching and listening, especially to the Spider-Man soundtracks. They're just so damn good.
Great choice, great choice. My number 2, this is tough. The top 2 for me, I can flip-flop any day, but I'm going with number 2, Hans Zimmer. This guy is an amazing talent, obviously. He's done a ton of stuff. He's done 181 pieces of work for cinema. That's a crazy number, but I really like his award-winning work for The Lion King. That is really iconic. My daughter's super into The Lion King right now, so we're listening to that score constantly, which is really awesome. He worked on The Dark Knight, 2017's Dunkirk, Pirates of the Caribbean. Just a lot of iconic pieces of work, and this guy seems to elevate his game every single time he's out there. And it's kind of funny. Like I said, I could switch him. He could be my number 1 next week if he comes out with another movie, but right now he's number 2. Hans Zimmer is a really amazing composer. Definitely love everything he does.
And yes, Adam, I think our 2 and 1 are the exact same because Hans Zimmer's my number 2 as well. Everything you said, this man's amazing. I love the Dark Knight trilogy scores, Inception, Interstellar, Lion King. So many scores Hans Zimmer's done. It's iconic. Amazing. So, now, guys, it's pretty obvious who our number 1 is. I will let Adam start.
Dun, 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 dun. It's John Williams. It's got to be John Williams, right? This guy. What I love about John Williams' scores is that you can sing them, and you can memorize the tunes, and you can actually just hum them throughout the day. Where the other ones get a little complex with their tones, John Williams keeps it simple, but it keeps it memorable, and you can just hum the songs over and over again. Not just Star Wars, but Indiana Jones's theme songs. You have also Jurassic Park. Harry Potter, I kind of totally forgot that he did Harry Potter, but when I saw that, I was like, of course, Harry Potter is amazing as well. Jaws, and another one that's easily forgotten, Home Alone is another really good score too. Yeah, and E.T., basically anything Spielberg, he's put his fingertips on it. It's awesome. John Williams has to be the number 1. He's also done 145 pieces of composing for films too. Oh yeah. So what's your take on John Williams?
Well, John Williams for me has always been my favorite composer, just because, you know, he's, of course, made so many iconic soundtracks, but mainly just hearing the Star Wars theme ever since I was a kid, I was like, who is that? It's John Williams. I mean, I've listened to all his soundtracks, and they're all just amazing. I mean, so many that you mentioned. I mean, obviously the Spielberg movies he's iconic for. And then Home Alone. I'm glad that you brought up Home Alone and Harry Potter, because not many people know that he actually did those scores for those movies too. And you could just listen to a John Williams song and you can just play back and forth every single day. I mean, this man is the greatest of great film composers of all time. No one can touch him.
I agree 100%, man.
Alright guys, that was our top 5 favorite film composers of all time. This was a pretty hard list, but the next list that we're doing is even harder. It is our top 10 favorite scores and soundtracks of all time, which I'm going to be doing on Adam Daly's channel when we get that next week. So, before we close the video, Adam, thank you for doing this collab with me, man, on my channel. Tell my subscribers where we can find you on social media.
Well, you guys can find me on Almost Sideways here on YouTube. Type that in, only one there. Also on Twitter at Adam Sideways. Would love to have you guys come over, check out a movie review, a trailer reaction, some ranking videos. I try to get you guys' input on Twitter, what you guys would like me to rank. And Ryan, this was an awesome privilege to come back on your channel and talk composers. Looking forward to having you over. And if you guys are new to this channel or my channel, hit that like button and subscribe button, and we would love to have you join our incredible channels. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys as always for watching this video, and tell us what you think of our list down below in the comments section. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Do you think we're crazy? We're leaving someone off? Let us know down below. Thank you guys as always for watching. As always, give a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. Be sure to click that notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!